Hi there, Dave Rawlings here of the London Longsword Academy. Now you may have seen my previous video on Godinho's two swords, and I'd like to say that I feel that the interpretation is quite dated and it has too much flow with not enough martial sensibilities to it. And what I mean by martial sensibilities is it doesn't really have a purpose for the swords to be in a lot of the positions they are in. So for example, the cuts are absolutely fine, there's no problem with the cut. We have a reverse and a tahoe and they do their job. But now this hand here, unless I'm deliberately trying to sort of like threaten someone behind me, really doesn't have a purpose. So what I want to do is I want to take the drill and turn it into a slightly different format that gives us more immediately what we have in the form. Now I'm not going to try and replicate the form exactly, I'm going to try and go through details of the form and hope that it helps you when you put the form together so you have exactly the right number of steps. If I have anyone else phone me up and go, oh, well there's 3 steps where there should be 4, I don't care really. I'm going to do this probably 1,000 times in one day. I really don't care. I'm more interested in the mechanics of the move, okay? And that's coming from someone who's really anal about technique. So from here, I'm going to start off with the sword above my head, my right sword above my head, and my left sword beneath my right arm. Now what I'm going to do is, rather than having this position here, I'm going to have something a lot more like a porta di ferro cingalia stretta. Okay, now from this point I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to make a reverse, but it's going to be a rising reverse, and the reason for this is so that as I do the technique, the sword ends up, as said, above my head, as in the treatise. Okay, fingernails down. Now I'm not going for a distinct fingernails down position like so. This is just a personal choice at the moment. Absolutely don't have a problem if you want to try and do something more horizontal to end like so, absolutely fine. Okay, so from this point here, I'm going to do a rising reverse and then immediately a tahoe as my foot comes down. A rising reverse and then a tahoe as I come down. And what I want you to see is that this technique effectively gives me a cover on one side, followed by potentially a killing blow. So that in effect we have something like so. A cover and cut, a covering cut, a killing cut, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so very simple, landing the two almost simultaneously, not dead together, not just going pop, but giving a purpose to each cut. A rising and a descending, a rising and descending, a rising and a descending. And hopefully you can see that now we have a reason to do each cut, and it keeps it simple. No more twirling, more focus on the opponents in front of us or from one side to the other, here, here. Okay, so it gives us a lot more feeling. Now obviously I can take this to make quite wide actions, really covering from one side to the other. I can bring this quite central and forwards. The thing I like about this as well is it brings us into a more common thought of covering ourselves, maintaining our intention towards the opponent, always covering one side and then attacking, covering one side then attacking. And obviously both things can be an attack. A cut can serve both the purpose of a covering cut and a killing cut, whichever one is appropriate. Okay, so again from here, rising, descending, rising, descending, rising, descending. I hope this gives you a slightly different take on Godinho's two swords. I'll try and do some more videos when I get a chance. Take care, bye bye.